Mornings begin the same way in neighborhoods across the country. Parents guide their children to the car or walk them to the bus stop. Backpacks swing gently on small shoulders. Conversations drift about the day ahead, homework from last night or weekend plans. School buses arrive on schedule, doors open with a familiar hiss. Children step aboard, wave goodbye through the windows. The bus pulls away, joining the steady flow of traffic. At school, bells ring to signal the start of classes. Hallways fill with the sound of footsteps and quiet chatter. Lockers click shut one by one. Teachers greet students at classroom doors with calm smiles. Desks are arranged neatly in rows. Chairs are pulled out slowly. Pencils tap lightly on paper as lessons begin. Everything moves in its usual rhythm. The day unfolds predictably. Recess brings laughter to the playground. Children run across the grass in groups. Swings move back and forth in steady arcs. Teachers watch from the edges. The bell rings again, calling everyone back inside. Afternoons bring the reverse process. Buses return on time. Parents wait at curbs or gates. Children spill out, sharing stories from the day. Playgrounds come alive for a short while longer. Then, slowly, the grounds empty. Lights in classrooms dim one by one. The building stands quiet under the evening sky. Street lights flicker on around the perimeter. A few parents linger at the pickup line, talking about soccer practice or upcoming parent meetings. The flagpole rope taps gently against the pole in the breeze. Janitors wheel out trash bins from the side doors. Windows reflect the last colors of sunset. The routine feels unbreakable. Day after day, the same patterns repeat without interruption. The same buses arrive at the same times. The same bells ring with familiar tones. The same small voices fill the air briefly before fading into silence. Everything still looks intact. That's exactly why this matters. And yet something is already missing. You just don't see it yet. Cities continue to pulse with activity on the surface. Traffic moves steadily during rush hours. Stores open their doors every morning without fail. Cafes fill with people ordering coffee and pastries. Parks host weekend gatherings under clear skies. But beneath the surface of these routines, a subtle shift has already taken hold in the places that prepare the next generation. Schools register changes long before the streets show any sign. Long before headlines mention anything at all. This is where perception breaks down. Stability feels convincing because the visible world still looks unchanged. People drive the same routes every day. They see the same brick school buildings standing tall. They hear the same distant sounds of recess laughter drifting over fences. They assume continuity because the surface remains calm and familiar. The mind filters out gradual absence naturally. It clings to the visible fullness of streets, parking lots, and stores. Yet inside the buildings dedicated to learning, the numbers tell a different, quieter story. Fewer backpacks line the hooks in the hallways. Fewer coats hang in the closets during winter. Fewer names appear on daily attendance sheets. The shift is invisible from the outside. It hides behind closed classroom doors. It accumulates in small ways that no one discusses at first. Stability feels convincing because the eye trusts what it sees daily. But the empty seats inside the buildings already know otherwise. The change whispers before it ever speaks loudly. People expect decline to look dramatic and unmistakable. Boarded up windows on entire blocks. Silent playgrounds even on sunny afternoons. Crowds vanishing overnight from familiar places. But reality moves differently. The first signals come from the systems closest to families. Schools feel the weight of individual decisions before anyone else notices. They count the absences before the city feels the emptiness in its neighborhoods. Families don't pack up and leave in coordinated waves or groups. They make choices one household at a time, thoughtfully and privately. A parent scrolls through real estate listings late at night after the children are asleep. They review budgets and calculate rising insurance premiums or property taxes. They weigh the value of a larger yard against current long commutes. They research school ratings in nearby districts or quieter suburbs. They visit open houses on weekends, walking through empty classrooms. They talk to friends or neighbors who moved last year and seem happier. They decide it's time for a change. Another family follows a job relocation that remote work now makes possible. Distance becomes less of a barrier. A third family seeks better air quality, lower crime statistics, or more space for children to play safely. Each story is unique to the household. Each move is deliberate, measured, and rational. No sirens sound. No mass exodus announcements appear in local news. Yet the school district's enrollment tracker updates every single month. Administrators see the trend lines dip gradually. They compare current counts to last year's projections. They notice the missing kindergarten registrations first. Younger grades thin out quickest because families with elementary-age children are most sensitive to school quality, affordability, and overall environment when deciding to relocate. The system has built-in thresholds for normal operation. A certain number of students per class keeps programs running smoothly. Budgets are tied directly to headcounts from enrollment reports. Fewer children mean fewer dollars flowing into the district. Teachers feel the change in their classrooms first. They see open seats at tables that used to be full. They adjust lesson plans for smaller groups without fanfare. They watch as extracurricular activities shrink in participation. Schools become the quiet sensors of broader patterns. They detect the outflow years before neighborhoods thin out visibly. They adjust internally before the broader city infrastructure feels the strain. This isn't about dramatic exodus or sudden events. It's about steady, rational recalibration driven by personal priorities. One family at a time, one choice leading to the next. The cumulative effect builds slowly over months and years. But the school registers it right away because enrollment drives everything else. Funding shapes staffing, programs, and maintenance. Schools don't wait for headlines or public discussion. They count the desks and adapt in silence. What the data quietly confirms, these aren't dramatic numbers. That's why they matter. Public school enrollment across the United States continues its steady, measured downward path in many areas, with clear patterns emerging. Fall 2023 recorded 49.5 million students nationwide in the 50 states and the District of Columbia. That marks a 2.5% decline from fall 2019 levels, more than 1.2 million fewer students overall since the pre-pandemic peak. The pattern divides sharply by grade level. Pre-kindergarten through grade 8 enrollment stands at about 33.9 million in fall 2023. That's 4.5% below fall 2019 for those lower grades. Kindergarten and early elementary show the sharpest early drops because families with young children move first for better opportunities. In contrast, grades 9 through 12 grew by about 2% over the same period, rising from 15.2 million to 15.6 million. This divergence highlights where the early signals appear strongest. Younger grades lead because family decisions prioritize school quality and cost for elementary kids. Regional contrasts sharpen the picture even more. 18 states saw total enrollment declines exceeding 4% from fall 2019 to fall 2023. 10 states crossed 5% or more, with the largest proportional drops in places like California, Colorado, Hawaii, Mississippi, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Rhode Island, and West Virginia. High-cost coastal and urban metros in California, New York, Illinois, and Oregon highlight the clearest thinning, where domestic outflows compound the trend. Projections from the National Center for Education Statistics extend this direction forward. Total public enrollment is expected to fall another 5% from fall 2022 levels through fall 2031, reaching around 46.9 million students. Pre-kindergarten through grade 8 is projected to decrease 5%. Grades 9 through 12 are expected to drop 6%. The Northeast and West regions anticipate declines of 6% or greater by 2030. Urban and high-cost districts register these shifts earliest because they feel migration pressures first. They see empty seats accumulate before housing inventories rise noticeably, before commercial vacancies spread across downtowns, before city budgets show structural gaps from softening property taxes. The data points to clear direction, not sudden disaster. It traces gradual recalibration shaped by lower birth rates, persistent domestic outflows from high-cost areas, and family choices prioritizing quality of life over proximity to urban centers. Schools stand first in line to record and respond to it. When enrollment begins to thin early, schools start making adjustments long before the effects reach the wider community. Classes are consolidated to maintain workable sizes without drawing attention. Teachers combine groups across grades quietly. Special programs face reductions one by one. Art classes get shorter schedules. Music lessons move to fewer days. After-school clubs shrink or disappear without announcement. Budgets tighten years in advance. Staffing decisions become more careful. Positions go unfilled when teachers retire or relocate. Maintenance on buildings slows incrementally. Playgrounds receive fewer upgrades or repairs. Neighborhoods lose part of their daily energy over time. The after-school buzz fades gradually. The familiar sight of children walking home in groups becomes less common on weekdays. Local businesses notice the drop in family traffic slowly. The corner store sells fewer after-school snacks and drinks. The community center schedules fewer youth programs and events. New families hesitate to buy homes in districts with shrinking schools. The renewal cycle slows down. Tax revenues soften incrementally without immediate crisis. Maintenance budgets stretch thinner each year. Road repairs delay a season. Parks wait longer for new equipment or resurfacing. The city adapts piecemeal and quietly. No single event triggers widespread alarm. No council meeting declares an emergency. But the foundation has shifted underneath. The future population that once filled those classrooms no longer arrives in the same numbers. The recalibration spreads outward layer by layer. It reshapes services, infrastructure, and community life over 5 to 10 years or more. By the time school closures make local news or headlines appear, the underlying pattern has long been set in motion. This is how quiet decline works in reality. It begins where learning happens every day. It ends in the broader fabric of the city, felt long after the first empty desk appeared. Earlier in this series, we looked at why population decline never starts with empty streets. This shows why schools react before visible signs appear. They sense the individual choices early. Tomorrow we look at why stability isn't permanence, because cities learn this too late. This is Urban Bird.